Brownfield revitalization is having a huge impact here in West Virginia. As we told you last week, over the past 25 years, more than 1,800 acres of brownfield properties have been redeveloped statewide, generating $2.5 billion in private investment and creating more than 5,000 jobs.
Well, in a place like West Virginia, we do have so much abandoned industrial legacy sites. We also have not a lot of flat, undeveloped land. So the importance of redeveloping brownfields is, of course, environmental, to clean up the environmental contamination. It's also a great public health benefit because you remove those threats to the community, but it also has a huge economic impact because now you have something that has been sitting and was a drain on resources, wasn't contributing to the quality of life or to the tax base in a community, and once it's been redeveloped, you have that increased revenue. You've got a new either public or private use there, and it's become a benefit to the community instead of an eyesore.
The recently held West Virginia Brownfields and Main Street Conference brought community leaders and developers together with state and federal environmental officials, finance, construction, and mitigation experts for a series of training opportunities, networking, and workshops. The annual conference was hosted by the West Virginia Brownfields Assistance Centers.
You know, when we first got started back in 2005, our main role was really doing a whole lot of outreach and education. A lot of folks didn't even know what the term brownfield meant. So we had to start at square one. And over the years, you know, we've continued to do that, but we're seeing how it has evolved now. And it's wonderful to see because now we have folks that years ago we were teaching them how to fish, and now they're fishing for themselves. We go along with them and maybe say, hey, try this bait, or help them out a little bit now and then, but many of them are doing their own thing, and you know, we still support them, but they've learned how to fish.
Choosing Wheeling as this year's conference host city was no accident.
It's great to be able to highlight both the really great brownfield things that are happening, but also the downtown development things, which often are the same thing, right? Often we think about brownfields as industrial legacy sites, glass factories, steel factories, but also the downtown buildings that have asbestos or lead are also brownfields. And so it's exciting for us to be able to help people make that connection by bringing the Main Street folks and the brownfield folks to the same place.
According to U.S. Census figures, by the year 2000, Wheeling's population was only about half of what it was at its peak in the 1930s. But Wheeling has begun a renaissance.
Are you optimistic about the state of the city in the future?
Without a doubt, you know, Wheeling is a city that for so many years defined ourselves, you know, by how great we used to be. If you look around town right now, there's somewhere around 30 different projects, you know, public and private, taking place right now. A lot of excitement about the future. We have a very exciting streetscape project, a lot of private investment, you know, coupling with all that public investment. People are excited kind of talking about the future of Wheeling. You know, we have to get, you know, we have to fix a lot of these vacant buildings, you know, get them filled up with people. We have to clean up all of these empty sites, clean up the brownfields, and really make the city a place where, you know, young workers want to live and want to move to.
Leah Mystic was our tour guide, highlighting some of the projects taking shape in and around Wheeling. Things like a new city park at the foot of the historic suspension bridge, a new cancer center to be built on the site of a soon-to-be-demolished abandoned hospital, tourism attractions, even urban farming, just to name a few.
Folks in Wheeling are energetic and they're super engaged with the community developments. So we tried to pick we dabbled in a few different sites. So we definitely wanted everyone to experience the Grow Ohio Valley project that is headquartered in Wheeling. So they have their food hub down on 17th Street that they're in the process of building, and they have a huge garden area up on the mountain. Both of those sites are brownfields. So, and they both got a kickstart from an EPA grant, just like that's a recurring theme with every site that we went to. Some piece was one of those little EPA grants that either got them a phase one or got them to do their reuse planning with you know, the architects. So it was all that one little shove got all these projects started. And what I love about Wheeling is that it's a lot of times when you show people a before and after of a brownfield, it's a picture of that dilapidated building and then a picture of after with the brand new building, and they don't show the middle and how hard it is. It's not always pretty, it's gritty. There's dirt on the ground, there's no buildings. And Wheeling has so many sites that, like the mayor mentioned this morning, they're in progress, and it shows the blood, sweat, and tears that are going into these. They're building parks, They're redeveloping old buildings. Some they're tearing down, and they have a whole new vision for what's going to be there.
This is tough, long-term work. Like I said, the expectation is to transform things overnight, but a lot of this distress is decades or centuries in the making, and it's hard to see the long view. It's hard to continue to have faith that that building is going to be built, or that trail is going to be completed, or people are going to be able to launch their kayaks or their boats at the waterfront when you're under piles of procurement contracts. Behind on your calls and your emails, but we are cheering you on because it matters.
To find out more about the West Virginia Brownfields Assistance Centers and the work that they do, visit their website, wvbrownfields.org. And to learn more about the DEP's Office of Environmental Remediation and its efforts to assist West Virginia communities to restore contaminated properties to beneficial use, visit our website, dep.wv.gov. In Wheeling, I'm Mike Huff for Environment Matters. Thanks for watching.